The man tosses a ball far off for his dog. Palma runs to pursue it. As always, she retrieves the ball and spins around, appearing joyful and anticipating compliments from her owner. But to her astonishment, her owner has already silently gotten on the plane. Before she can respond, the cold man steps into the cabin, not glancing back. Palma is a bit confused, letting go of her favorite ball and gazing at the plane as it gradually moves away. All of a sudden, she appears to understand something and begins urgently running and pursuing the plane. All the passengers on the plane see Palma running after them, but only her owner hesitantly overlooks her. Palma takes a quicker route as the airplane turns, obstructing it on the runway. Incredibly, she is able to support the plane for a brief moment, prompting the pilots to shut down the engine swiftly. She begins barking and howling, trying to get her owner off the plane, but her attempts are in vain. Finally, Palma steps aside, letting the plane restart and take off. She runs after the plane but can only see it soar away until it vanishes into the clouds. Palma lacks the time to grieve her owner's unexpected desertion as the airport security gets a report about the dog and begins to pursue her. She runs away from them and encounters a caretaker at the hangar, Tikhonov. Palma crouches beneath a plane as the guards near Tikhonov, inquiring about the dog. Yet the man deceives to safeguard her. Once the guards depart, Tikhonov becomes attached to Palma and offers her some water, but she declines, looking sorrowful. Suddenly, when she hears another plane is about to land, Palma quickly runs toward the runway again, as if her owner is on that flight to come take her home. Coley looks out of the plane window, seeming lost in thought. His dad is the pilot of the plane. While landing, they have to halt since Palma is obstructing the runway. This surprising scenario creates brief disorder, particularly as a senior minister is present. Feeling ashamed in front of the foreign media, the minister insists that the dog be euthanized because of the plane's abrupt halt. Yet, Palma is unaware of what lies ahead for her. Instead, she looks at each passenger as they get off, searching for her owner. Soon after, the airport guards come back, equipped with crab sticks, and prepare to hurt Palma. Even with her strong attempts to fight back, she is ultimately trapped and forcibly secured inside a bus. Tikhonov, the caretaker, and his daughter urgently beg the guards to treat Palma with kindness, but their requests go unheard. Meanwhile, Coley exits the plane and catches wind of the office, intending to eliminate the dog. He feels pity for the innocent Palma and chooses to rescue her. He quietly slips onto the bus, soothing her and releases her. Palma quickly gets away once more, but the boy is not as fortunate because his action only stirred up the security guards. They move toward Coley, intending to rip him apart. Out of the blue, Coley's dad, Lazarev, shows up and steps in to handle the turmoil. Later, the airport manager reprimands Lazarev for not landing correctly and holds his son responsible for letting the dog go. He shares that he has been facing challenges with his mental well-being since his wife's recent passing, which might have influenced his decision-making skills. He also shares his ongoing concern for his son, Coley, as the boy is experiencing the grieving stage, reluctant to remain near his father. Upon hearing Lazarev, the manager reassures him by saying that he is about to get his international license in a month, which makes him feel a bit better. In the meantime, Palma comes back to Tikhonov with a red ball in her mouth. Tikhonov puts a man in the shade for her to relax. As evening arrives, Coley is taken back to his father's home. It seems he is not pleased with his father's presence because, for him, this man does not deserve to be referred to as his father. He calmly waits until Lazarev drifts off and escapes. Coley strolls all the way to the airport and attempts to secure a ticket back to his hometown. Yet the staff declines to give him a ticket and tells the security officer to check on his parents. Coley sees a family and acts as he is part of them to get on the airplane. The flight attendant uncovers his trick and notifies the security officer, but Coley succeeds in fleeing before being caught. He conceals himself in a tiny cabin outside the aircraft, and Palma spots him and begins barking. Just before the security guard sees them, Coley exits the cabin and flees with Palma. She guides him to her secret place, and the two of them stay there for the night. The following morning, Lazarev discovers his son is gone and grows concerned. Just as he is ready to file a police report, he gets a call from Tikhonov, who tells him that his son is okay. Lazarev quickly heads to the airport and discovers his son resting with Palma. He aggressively attempts to bring his son back home, but Palma steps in and separates them. She yells at Lazarev, and Tikhonov tells him to catch his flight, promising that he will look after his son. Once Lazarev departs, Tikhonov makes some food for Coley to consume and also cautions him that going into the plane's cabin is risky. A little while later, Tikhonov's daughter also participates in their discussion. As they converse, the noise of a landing aircraft sets Palma off once more, and she hurries toward the runway. Coley approaches Palma, who is observing the passengers leave the plane, looking for her owner. He stands next to her and reveals that he is also lonely since his mother died. Noticing Palma's sad state, Coley chooses to get her owner's address from the ticket desk at the airport. However, the lady at the counter declines to provide him with any information, citing confidentiality. In the meantime, Palma, once more, races all the way to where the plane touches down. All staff members are now aware of her. When they spot Palma, they notify it and have the security personnel arrive and take her. Out of the blue, Palma spots a man who looks like her owner. She quickly trails him to the terminals, but gets seen by the guards on the way. She succeeds in getting into the terminal, but quickly understands that the man is not her owner. Heartbroken, her optimism once more shatters. As Palma is engulfed in her sorrow, the security guards come closer and get ready to capture her with a net. At the perfect moment, Coley diverts the guards' attention, enabling Palma to flee. However, because of her escape, the terminal suffers considerable property damage. In the end, they succeed in getting away from the guards and discover a secure hiding spot. Suddenly, the woman from the ticket counter comes over to them and gives Coley the address of Palma's owner. She even demonstrates to them the way to leave the terminal in case they get caught again. On the flip side, Lazarev has returned from his flying duty and is summoned to his manager's office once more. She is angry with him for the damage caused by Palma and Coley at the terminal. Noticing that Lazarev is unaffected by her cautions, the woman offers him a bribe, assuring him that she will endorse his international flying license if he assists in capturing Palma. Consequently, Lazarev agrees to the arrangement and heads to the site where Palma and Coley are. With him, there is a team of security personnel and skilled dog catchers. Tikhonov and his daughter are there too, and attempt to halt the dog catchers but are unsuccessful, resulting in Palma being taken away in a van. Coley is heartbroken watching Palma taken from him, while Lazarev stays silent as his job advancement is far too significant compared to his son's joy. At last, Tikhonov's daughter gives him the letter that Coley had composed for Palma's owner. Back home, Coley is still upset about his father's wild actions and tells him that he would prefer to stay in an orphanage instead of living with him. Struggling with his emotions, Lazarev heads to his car and begins to read Coley's letter. He gets emotional as he never realized how much his son longs for love and feels isolated. All of a sudden, he sees Coley slipping out of his room and understands that he is going to save Palma from detention. He halts Coley and assures him that they will retrieve the dog together. However, unknown to them, Palma has discovered a chance to flee the shelter. Before departing, she even set free all the stray dogs, stopping them from being harmed any further. When the dad and son get there, they unexpectedly see Nina already present. They discover that Palma has broken free from detention. Coley informs them that he is aware of where they can locate Palma. The group heads back to the airport and Coley hurries to his concealed secret place with Palma. Sadly, she is not present, causing him great upset. Later, Coley sees Palma rushing toward the airplane to catch a look at the passengers getting off. Palma's determination and faithfulness make it difficult for everyone to accept, understanding he must take action to assist the unfortunate dog. Lazarev contacts a news reporter who captures a picture of Palma and pins her story on the newspaper's front page. The airport manager gets angry with Lazarev for his actions and informs him that he will never obtain an international license. However, the manager gets a call from the minister who wants to take advantage of Palma's story for his own gain. Once the news circulates, Palma turns into a phenomenon among the individuals coming to the airport. As time goes on, Coley remains by Palma's side and keeps looking for her master at the airport, but a year passes without locating the man. Coley and his dad are shown connecting and having a good time together. Yet, one day, the minister instructs the airport staff to construct a shelter for Palma close to the runway, which disappoints Coley because the minister is exploiting her circumstances. Palma, meanwhile, observes another dog cherished by its owner, growing increasingly sad, and slowly she ceases to eat. They summon the doctor to check on her, but he clarifies that she is experiencing depression and can only heal if she reconnects with her owner. On a rainy evening, Coley sees Palma outside in the rain with a gloomy expression. He goes outside and attempts to take her with him, but she doesn't follow his lead. An emotional and pained Coley shares with her that everyone he cares about eventually abandons him, beginning with his mother and now Palma. He removes his jacket made by his mother and wraps it around her to keep her warm, and they share the night together in the rain. The following morning, Palma seems lively and cheerful. In contrast to the prior evening, Coley is thrilled to see her in a playful manner and brings her to his house. At home, when everyone is thrilled with Palma's presence and shows her much affection, Lazarev gets a call from the department telling him that the owner has come to retrieve his dog. With no option, Lazarev brings Coley and Palma along to the airport. However, Coley won't allow Palma to leave because he has grown fond of her. The dad then tells his son that Palma is with another person, and if he really cares for her, he should be willing to let her go. After some difficulty, Coley finally consents, and as they exit the car, they see the minister has summoned press teams for live coverage of Palma's owner's return to garner sympathy for himself. Soon after, the gate opens and the man steps out, gradually moving towards Palma. Yet, the man doesn't appear very cheerful, nor does Palma. Coley gives the man Palma's collar belt and comes back with a sorrowful expression and a burdened heart. Seeing his son in this state, Lazarev attempts to speak with the owner and offers him a fair sum of money to allow Palma to remain. However, he discloses that he also doesn't wish to take Palma back, but is compelled to do so due to the minister's threats to dismiss him. Lazarev's effort to retain Palma does not succeed. The day for her to depart finally comes. Just like the other day with the media present, the man brings Palma to get on the plane. Yet, Palma fights back and attempts to flee, getting apprehended by security personnel who roughly compel her to get on the plane. At the same time, Lazarev, the pilot of the same aircraft and beginning his day of international flying, declines to take off at the last minute. The airport manager warns Lazarev, saying that he could lose his pilot license because of his behavior. Disregarding her, the father chooses to exit the plane and safeguard his son. The manager has to contact another pilot to operate the plane. Reluctant to let Palma part ways with Coley, one of the flight attendants requests the man for Palma's health report to permit her to travel by air. Just like the initial time, Palma's medical report is consistently absent. After some time, the minister hurries into the cabin, insisting the flight depart right away. However, the manager clarifies that guidelines need to be adhered to. Without the health report, Palma cannot board the plane. Grasping the scenario, Palma's owner lets her go and confesses to the minister that he might have wrongly identified the dog. At the final moment, Palma rushes out of the plane toward Coley, who is still waiting for her outside. They hug each other and are thrilled to be back together. The trio of family members set out on their new adventure together.